보이스피싱 전화 올 땐 전화 끊고 확인하기. 택배 주소 오류 사기, 인터넷 주소 클릭 안 돼.
늘 의심하고 꼭 전화 끊고 또 확인하고.
보이스피싱에 눈을 뜨며
예방책이 보입니다.
공익광고협의회.
Coming up next is Inside Out Busan with Min-Soo Shin. BEFM, Busan 영어방송.
Hello, 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 and welcome to the TGIF Yes Happy Friday edition of Inside Out Busan. I'm your host, Min-Soo Shin. You know, Christmas is just around the corner. D-minus 며칠이죠? 3 days. Now, in the U.S., families usually get together on Christmas Day and what do? They swap gifts. What did you prepare as a gift for your parents specifically? You know, recently there's been a new concept of filial piety, 효도, among the MZ generation. Doing something like, I don't know, scoring concert tickets for your parents' favorite singers. This is really tough these days. This is seen as an ultimate act of 효도. I don't know, is there a specific way to be a good son or daughter? Maybe it's just about doing things that your parents like and enjoy. 여러분은 효자인가요? 아닌가요?
I wanna thank the storm that brought the snow, and thanks to the string of lights that make it glow. But I wanna thank you, baby. You make it feel like Christmas.
It barely took a breath to realize we're gonna be a classic for all time. I wanna thank you, baby. You make it feel like Christmas.
Sweet gingerbread made with molasses, my heart skipped and I reacted. Can't believe that this is happening, like a present sent from God. Sleigh bells singing hallelujah, stars are shining on us too. I wanna thank you, baby. You make it feel like Christmas. Thought I was done for, thought that love had died, but you came along, I swear you saved my life. And I wanna thank you, baby, 'cause you make it feel like Christmas. Sweet gingerbread made with molasses, my heart skipped and I reacted. Can't believe that this is happening, like a present sent from God. Sleigh bells singing hallelujah, stars are shining on us too. I wanna thank you, baby. You make it feel like Christmas.
I never thought I'd find a love like this, but I found forever in that very first kiss. I wanna thank you, baby. You make it feel like Christmas. Oh,
Thank you, baby.
I wanna thank you, baby. You make it feel like Christmas.
Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton with You Make It Feel Like Christmas. 'Cause you do, listeners. You are the one that make it feel like Christmas here on Inside Out Busan. That's the name of the program. Hello and welcome to the show. My name is Min-Soo Shin. 반갑습니다. 환영합니다. Welcome, welcome. Like I said, D-minus 3 days. You know, I always forget how it works. Like, do you include today in the D-minus? Or is it like the next day? Because, you know, today is not a full day if you count today. Whatever, D-minus like 2 or 3 days, however you want to count it, until Christmas. Now, Have you been a good boy or girl? This is probably the question that, people like me, I don't know if other hosts here at BEFM have been asking you that. But have you been a good person this past year? So much so that Santa Claus will bring you a present and put it underneath your Christmas tree. Or have you been a bad boy or girl and Santa is going to leave you, what does he leave you? A coal, right? A piece of coal in your stocking. Now, to get on the good list for Santa Claus, maybe what you want to do is be nice to your parents. It's every year around this time, the MZ generation of our country, the youngsters, they start a picketing war. Now, what kind of picketing war? To buy tickets for end-of-the-year shows for their parents' favorite singers and artists. The ones that really made it big on those trot programs. I'm not going to name actually, I can't even name the ones off the top of my head. But you know the ones, right, that all parents, especially moms, love. Now, recently, there's this new concept of 효도, right, filial piety or piety, circulating among the MZ generation. Now, it's not just about giving 용돈, not just about giving allowance anymore. It's not just about taking your parents to a fancy restaurant on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. Being the best son and or daughter nowadays involves successfully securing concert tickets or buying concert goods featuring the faces and the names of their favorite singers. Even picking up their parents after the concert. 이거 완전 효도죠. 콘서트 데이비를 주고 거기에 굿즈 살 용돈도 조금씩 주고 그다음에 콘서트 끝나면 부모들을 픽업하는 거예요. 너무 착한 아들 / 딸이다. Now, it's hard to say no when their parents express their desire to attend a concert of their favorite singer, especially if it's the first time they've ever mentioned they want to go to a concert. I've never heard my mom say that she wants to go to a concert. I've heard, I've bought movie tickets for my parents. I don't think concert tickets. I think I've gave them theater / play tickets before. But I don't know. My parents have never said, I want to go to a concert, get me tickets. But if it's the first time they do, I feel like as their son, it's my duty to give them their first concert experience, right? And these days, the kids, the children, to make sure that they succeed in getting the tickets, they go all out. They go out searching for better computers, even going to PC방, PC rooms to get the best internet connection. 제 개인적인 팁 하나 있는데요. PC방보다 카페 가면 와이파이가 거기 그렇게 좋대요. I've scored my fair share of those 추첨, draw things like lotteries and draws that they have at different sites for, things, products, or even events. I've had success at cafes a couple times, whereas people I know that wanted to get the same products or things, they would go to a PC방 and they would fail. So that's my know-how for some of our listeners. Also, moreover, if they're fortunate enough to succeed in ticketing on the concert day, they go the extra mile by taking their parents to the concert venue and then after the concert, pick them up and bring them back home. This is a very novel way of showing 효도. Now, in case the children fail in getting the tickets, there's still the option of taking parents to, let's say, a cafe where they sell goods and merchandise of their favorite singer, like a shop, right? 부모님 좋아하는 거 해드리는 게 효도잖아요. So if you fail to get concert tickets, why not just shower them with goods and products with the faces of their favorite singers just plastered on everything? Shirts, mugs, towels, posters, fans, right? Anything and everything. So this is the way that the MZ generation these days goes about taking good care of their parents. 이게 요즘 MZ generation의 효도 방법입니다. So I want to ask you, our listeners, what is an example of 효도, filial piety, or just, taking good care of your parents that you have done in your life? What's a good example or act of showing 효도 in your opinion? 나는 이런 효도까지 해봤다. 여러분이 부모님을 위해 해본 것은 무엇입니까? 예를 들어서 뭐 안부 전화 자주 하기. That's an easy one to do, right? Or 여행 보내드리기. 이것도 요즘 사람들이 많이 하고 있잖아요. I want to know how you go about expressing, partaking in your duties of taking care of your parents. 효도, as they say in Korean. Pound 9050, 샵 9050. That's for text messages. It will cost you 100 won. You could chat with us on our Kakao Talk, or you could log on to our YouTube. We are live over there. All right? I'll be waiting for you. Time for today's News Bites. Let's get to today's News Bites. We have BFM newscaster Kate Chin with us here in the studio. Happy Friday, Kate.
Happy Friday, Minsu.
Thank you so much for coming in. So this segment all about headline-making news from Korea and around the world. Let's get to it. What's up first?
Due to worsening weather conditions, the operation of the runway at Jeju International Airport has been completely suspended this morning, causing significant disruptions to air traffic. According to Korea Airports Corporation, a considerable amount of snow has fallen at the airport, leading to the extension of suspension of runway operations until 3 p.m. due to snow removal efforts. Since 8:20 a.m., there has been 3 extensions of the suspension of runway operations.
Yeah, so everybody that has decided to take a trip to Jeju or maybe has gone back to Jeju or trying to get out of Jeju right now, going whichever way is impossible. So what does the situation look like at Jeju Airport right now?
The situation exacerbated as long queues formed at the low-cost airline counter, with people scrambling to purchase alternative tickets. The airport, suspended for over 6 hours for snow removal, experienced numerous flight cancellations and delays due to adverse weather conditions. The day prior, more than 150 flights were cancelled, leaving approximately 8,000 passengers stranded. Despite ongoing efforts for snow removal, the airport remained congested and flights continued to be affected by warnings of heavy snow and strong winds. For Busan, as of 11 a.m. today, 3 flights between Busan and Jeju had to return, 14 were cancelled, and 2 were delayed. However, Jeju International Airport announced today that it is completely done with snow removal on the runway and resumed aircraft operations as of 4 p.m. today.
Thank goodness, right? So that was the situation up to 4 p.m. today, what it looked like at Jeju Airport. There's probably still a bunch of people waiting at the airport over there, waiting to come back home or fly out. Thank you so much for that update. What's next?
It has been found that buying a house in Seoul requires an average of 15 years without spending your salary.
Wow. 15 years without spending your salary on anything else, just 100% of it going towards a house.
Yes.
You have to work that long in order to buy one.
Last year, the nation's self-ownership rate was 61.3%, the highest since 2006. As of last year, it was found that buying a house in Seoul requires 15.2 years of collection without spending any salary.
Goodness. So it looks like it's going to take people there maybe just a little bit longer, or you're going to have to figure out a budget, right, to buy a house then.
The 2022 Housing Situation Survey by the Ministry of Land, Infrastructure and Transport reveals that in Seoul, says that it now takes 15.2 years of saving an entire monthly salary to buy a house, up from 14.1 years in 2021. The property investment ratio in Seoul increased, while the national average decreased from 6.7 to 6.3. The proportion of monthly income spent on rent nationwide rose from 15.7% to 16%. The home ownership rate reached a record high of 61.3%. The percentage of households below the minimum housing standard decreased from 4.5% to 3.9%. A survey indicates 89.7% of households believe owning a home is crucial. Notably, 82.5% of young households rent, and 43.6% of newlyweds own their homes.
Okay, so that's what the housing situation looks like 15 years without spending anything else, right? 100% of your salary going towards buying a house. It's going to take you 15 years. Really paints you a picture of how difficult it is to buy your own home.
It does.
We're going to move on to our last bit of news. We're going to go international this time. Oh, we have two separate news from international, right?
Yes, we do. Hong Kong courts rejects bid to stop sedition charge against pro-democracy tycoon Jimmy Lai. Lai, founder of Apple Daily, faces charges for publishing seditious articles under a colonial-era law. His lawyer argued for dismissal due to a missed deadline, but the court ruled the conspiracy was a continuing offense. Lai also faces 2 conspiracy charges under China's national security law. The trial, denounced as politically motivated by the United Kingdom and United States governments, is adjourned until January 2nd and expected to last 80 days.
Okay, so this is something that we've been continuing to provide listeners an update on. So we're going to have to see, you mentioned it's going to take 80 days, right?
Yes, it will.
Okay, so of course we're going to keep our eyes on this. What is the second international news that you've been wanting to provide?
At least 14 people were killed and 25 injured in a shooting at a prestigious Charles University in the heart of Prague, Czech Republic, on the 21st local time. The incident, which is considered a failure to regulate guns, has raised concerns that Europe is also not a safe zone for gun incidents. Police Chief Mark Vondrasek said at a press conference that 14 people were killed and 25 were seriously injured in the shooting at Charles University, adding that the number of victims could increase further as some people have serious injuries.
Yeah, I think, a lot of people might have seen this on their news feeds. Students hanging off sides of rooftops just to hide from the gunmen. I can't imagine what people on campus must have been going through. We're probably going to have to see, updates just into the investigation of why something like this has happened. And of course, I'm sure you'll be providing our listeners updates on this when they do come out. All right, well, that will do it for today's News Bites. Kate, thank you so much for all your hard work today and throughout the week. Merry Christmas to you, okay?
Merry Christmas, Min-soo, and to the listeners.
We'll see you next week, okay?
Next week. Yeah, thank you so much.
All right, let's take a quick song break. This is Michael Bolton with Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming. Better watch out. Better not cry. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming. Santa Claus is coming to town. Gonna be good. That'll be good. That'll be good.
Michael Bolton, Santa Claus is coming to town. Because he is in about 3 days, all right? Time is now 6:29 here in the studio. Welcome to the show. This is Inside Out Busan. I'm your host, Min-Soo Shin. I do want to provide our listeners a PSA that has just come in. The Ministry of the Interior and Safety has issued this PSA at 6:04 p.m. on December 22nd, 2023 nationwide. The western coast of Jeolla and Jeju Island are expecting snowfall with sub-zero temperatures nationwide until the weekend. In areas where facilities like vinyl houses, barns, and etc. are at risk of damage, please proactively clear accumulated snow to prevent collapse accidents. Given the possibility of icy roads and concerns about slipping accidents, please maintain a safe distance when using public transportation or driving. If the road surface is wet, reduce the speed of the car by 20% of the maximum speed, and if the road surface is frozen, reduce the speed of the car by 50% of the maximum speed. When leaving your house for more than a day, leave a faucet slightly open to allow water to flow and insulate the water meter box with insulation material or old clothes to prevent freezing. Exercise caution against fire incidents when using heating devices such as electric stoves, electric mats, and so on. As the possibility of high waves in coastal areas is concerned, refrain from approaching rocky areas or sea walls. This was a message from the Ministry of the Interior and Safety. So as it seems, not only here in Busan, as the entire nation is still gripped with sub-zero temperatures, with lots of snows in different areas, folks, everybody take care, okay? Let me give you a specific update on the weather as well as the traffic. Busan right now averaging minus 2.5 degrees. Ooh, 춥습니다. 추워요. Tomorrow, 또 추워요. It could be cold tomorrow again. Minus 5, morning low and afternoon highs of 4 degrees. So this weekend, a joyful and warm Christmas is approaching. I would say, well, warmer than like today and yesterday. The weather is expected to stay in the below freezing range, so make sure to dress warmly. And everybody, have a Merry Christmas. This is from Steve, our writer, because he's not going to get a chance to say Merry Christmas to you. 네, 이번 주말에는 즐겁고 따뜻한 크리스마스가 다가옵니다. 날씨가 계속 영하권에 머무를 예정이니 옷 따뜻하게 입으시기 바랍니다. 스티브, 우리 작가 스티브가 전달하고 싶습니다. 즐거운 크리스마스 보내세요. 스티브, 이 정도밖에 메시지 안 됩니까? 그냥 메리 크리스마스만 보낼 거예요. 우리 청취자들한테. 우리 지금 스티브를 몇 년 동안 금요일마다 스티브만 기다리고 있었는데 이제 목소리 안 나오잖아요, 스티브. Right? People have been listening to your voice for the past couple of years here on Inside Out Busan every Friday, and all you're going to say is just Merry Christmas? 너무 차갑다, 이 크리스마스. I've never heard of a Merry Christmas so cold before. See, you're giving out hearts to me, but our listeners cannot see, right? Our listeners cannot see your hearts. 여러분 어떻게 생각하십니까? I'm sure Steve means well. When it comes to our traffic, we have congestion on 수영 강변대로 from 석대 고가교 going towards 반야 농산물 시장 junction. There's also congestion on 중앙대로 from 구사 underpass going towards 부곡 junction. Slow-moving traffic on 해운대로 from 유성 맨천 앞 junction going towards 해운대 police station. Everybody, drive safe. 안전 운전 부탁드릴게요. All right, so these days, what is your standard? What is your criteria of 효도? You know, doing your best to take care of your parents. You know, before it was like making sure you call them, I don't know, like once a week, maybe every other day, sending them off to vacation, right? Close by. Or far away. If you want to send them to Europe or like the US or anything, be my guest, right? Or maybe, I don't know, like going out for like a nice dinner, like around this time of the year during Christmas Eve / Christmas Day. But these days, for the MZ generation, 이 효도 방법이 살짝 달라졌어요. 요즘은 콘서트 티켓을 확정하는 게 그렇게 어렵고, 근데 그렇게 이렇게 like the best way of showing 효도 to your parents, getting them tickets to their favorite artists or their favorite bands. And you see this a lot. The MC, like they're like on the internet waiting for that time, like clicking everywhere just to get those tickets before they sell out. So I wanted to hear from you listeners. What do you consider like what's your version of 효도? We have lots of messages coming in. Let me get to one message first though from 토끼님 saying, I gave a massage machine 안마기 as a gift from my parents. 안마 의자는 너무 비싸서 유유. 다음에 돈 많이 벌면 사드릴게요. 마사지 머신 요즘 그 목에만 이렇게 걸고 마사지 하는 게 아니라 이렇게 누워서 하는 마사지 기계 좀 있더라고요. My parents showed it to me not too long ago. 나보고 사라 그러는지 안 가면 이런 것도 있네라고 그렇게 하는데 제가 그때 그냥 너무 눈치가 없어서 너무 신기하다 and I just kind of brushed them off, right? But getting your parents like anything that you know because you can't be there to massage them with your own hands, why not send a machine to do it, right? 토끼님 근데 요즘 안마 의자 할부가 잘 돼서요. 안마 의자도 충분히 해드릴 수 있을 것 같은데. 네, 토끼님 감사합니다. We'll get to more of your message later on. All right. Time for today's IOB 5분 상식. Time for today's 5분 상식. Look who we have in the house. 진아 씨 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
네, 진아 씨, you okay? You feeling okay?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. It was a quiet 안녕하세요였으니까 네, 반갑습니다. Gina 씨, we're gonna get our listeners in the know of some of the most trending, useful, need-to-know words and expressions. 5분만 들으면 유식해지는 시간인데요. 기름값이 많이 오르는 요즘 겨울철 난방비 어떻게 아낄 수 있을까요? 이거 대해 알아보도록 하겠습니다.
오늘 가스 요금 우편이 왔네요. Let's see how much the heating bill is. 뭐야?
추워. 자기야, what's going on? 혹시 뭐 도둑이 들어왔어? 왜 이렇게 놀라?
What on earth did you do? Heating bill for this month is crazy.
여보, calm down. Why are you freaking out? 얼만데 도대체? How much is it?
50만 원이나 나왔잖아. It's all because of you, 여보. You keep the heating on 24/7 and took a hot bath every day. In tough economic times, we need to save every penny, you know.
근데 honey, there's nothing I can do. If I turn off the heater for just 1 minute, I'll freeze instantly. 나 금방 얼는단 말이야.
Don't go too far. We're going to live without heater from today.
아니야. If you keep turning it off and on, the heating bill will be even higher. 그래서 그냥 계속 틀어놔. Let's just keep it on, okay?
You're not listening to me. Just don't turn it on. Heating is prohibited from today onwards. 세수도 머리 감을 때도 찬물로 해. 알았지?
뭐야? 그러면 나 얼어 죽었으면 좋겠어?
상관없어.
상관없어? 그 상관없어 너무 빨리 나왔다. 너무 빨리 나왔습니다. 그 상관없어. 네. All right. So this is the on the minds of a lot of people these days. 저도 요즘 이렇게 좀 조심해야 하거든요. 이게 난방비 때문에.
눈치 보이죠.
눈치 보이는 거 이거 눈치 보이기도 하고 근데 우리 와이프도 이렇게 추위 잘 타요. 그래서
네네.
이렇게 한 조금만 이렇게 방이 조금만 차가도 너무 춥다 그래. 그리고 완전 이렇게 온도 올리고 그러거든요. So more than me, my wife. So these days, I'm sure a lot of people are trying to figure this out.
So the temperature has gotten freezing cold compared to last week. There's always something to worry about at this time of year, and that's 난방비 heating costs.
네.
How can we save on heating costs during the winter? I heard that locking the heater pipes in unused rooms can improve heating efficiency. Does it actually help? 사용하지 않은 방에 보일러 배관 잠그는 게 도움이 될까요?
네. So according to the Korea Energy Corporation, it does actually. So by preventing unnecessary circulation and heat loss, you can keep the heater from running for longer periods. However, it is essential to be cautious in old houses with poor insulation, as freezing may occur during extreme cold. Also, make sure that at least one valve in each room of the gas distribution system is open, as using the heater with all the valves closed can shorten its lifespan.
Is it more efficient to switch the heater to leaving mode, like 외출 mode,
네.
rather than turning it off when not in use? 전원을 모두 끊는 것보다 외출 모드로 바꾸는 게 낫나요?
Okay, so if you're not using the heater for an extended period, it's best to turn it off. 예를 들어서 뭐 여행 간다. 그럼 당연히 꺼야죠. However, for like short-term outings, 그냥 하루만 집에 없을 거다. 아니면 아침에 출근해가지고 뭐 저녁에 들어오면 leaving it on 외출 mode or leaving mode is advisable.
So, any practical tips for saving on heating costs in every life? 실생활에서 난방비를 절약할 수 있는 팁을 알려주세요.
네, so minimizing heat loss is crucial. Attach air caps known as 뽁뽁이 to glass windows where heat loss is significant, or use thick curtains and door draft stoppers. Placing rugs or mats on the floor not only block heat escaping from your feet, but also helps insulate the heating temperature. So these are all tips that you could keep in mind. 혹시 진아 씨 뭐 집에
뽁뽁이 있어요.
뽁뽁이 써요?
네,
창문에
있어요.
다 붙여놨어요?
네,
저희 집도 그래놨거든요. 근데 차이가 좀 있긴 있더라고요.
맞아요. 좀
네.
도움 되더라고요.
Any other know-how that you have to keep your home as warm as possible?
근데 이거 좀 안 좋은 건데 여기
네.
겨울에 환기 잘 안 하거든.
뭐라고요?
환기 잘 안 해요.
환기를 잘 안 해요.
네, 창문 잘 안 해요. 너무 추워가지고
네.
원래 해야 되는데
네.
근데 환기를 안
진아
하면
씨 집 들어가면 산소 부족을 해서 너무 어지럽겠다. 네. 환기는 가끔씩 하는 게 좋습니다.
해야죠.
근데 요즘 I understand. 너무
네.
추워서 especially in the morning.
Right.
오늘 특히 바람도 많이 불었어요. 네. 그래도 한 10초 동안만 창문 열어놓읍시다.
오케이.
네, 진아 씨 감사합니다. 진아 씨 우리 그리고 메시지 왔는데요. 토끼님이 상관없어. 저도 남편에게 자주 하는 말. 좀 심하다. 어떻게 남편한테 상관없어라고 할 수 있어요. 상관 있어야지. 아닙니다. 네, 주그로님 보일러를 자주 껐다 켰다 하게 되면 난방비가 많이 나온대요. 맞아요. 그래서 계속 off on off on 이게 작동하는 시간이 많이 걸리고 거기서 기름도 많이 쓰게 돼요.
맞죠.
네. 오늘의 5분 상식 사용하지 않는 방에 보일러 배관을 잠궈 주시고요. 출퇴근 시에는 외출 모드로 설정하는 것이 좋다고 합니다. 오늘의 5분 상식이었습니다. 김대리, 퇴근하나?
예, 부장님.
집이 교회종이지? 같은 방향인데 같이 가지? 요즘 회사 생활 어떤가?
예, 저 열심히 잘하고 있습니다.
결혼 생활도 재밌지?
예, 뭐 즐겁죠, 예. 그 라디오라도 좀.
그래 라디오.
네가 저번 주에 심참인 것 같네.
22번 홀림병.
진짜 회사 생활 쉽지 않다. 어색한 이 순간 인사이드 아웃 부산과 함께하세요. 오늘은
listeners, it's about that time. Time for TGIF Live Studio. 이럴 땐 이런 노래. We continue to have Gina with us here in the house. Gina 씨, 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
반갑습니다.
반갑습니다.
I like your sweater today.
Oh yeah, that's for Christmas.
It's very fitting.
Yeah.
네. I don't have like a Christmas sweater.
Buy it.
그렇죠. 그냥 사면 되잖아요. 맞죠? But yeah, I always see like other people like we have another guest. His name is Andrew Murphy. He has like the best ugly Christmas sweaters on.
Ugly.
네, 그런 거 있잖아요. 막 it's like sweaters you can only wear for this time of the year. It has like big pictures of like elves and Santa. 그 벨도 달린 스웨터도 몇 개 있거든요.
What?
그분이. 근데 너무 재밌어요. 특히 이제 이런 시간에 너무 귀엽다, 너무 이쁘다 하는데 근데 뭐 11월 달에 입었으면 저 뭐야? 라고 이렇게 하잖아요. 그래서
한 달만.
한 달만. 네. 한 달만 한 2주 동안만 입을 수 있는 그런 스웨터는 근데 저는 너무 부러워요. 그런 거. Anyways, I just have a boring sweater on, but Gina has a very like festive Christmas sweater on because not too long until Christmas.
Yeah.
3일 남았습니다.
맞아요.
Gina, are you going to get a Christmas under your Christmas tree this year? Have you been a bit good girl this year?
Yeah.
왜 이렇게 서둘러요? Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a good girl to good persons.
Only to good people,
Yeah.
right? Well, here on TGF Live, here at Inside Out Busan, you've been a very good person. So
thank you.
I'll put in a good word for Santa
Oh.
to send you a Christmas present. 근데 제가 말해도 아무 상관 없을 수 있어요. It's that person's choice. Anyways, 이럴 때 이런 노래. And because today we're not going to see people on Christmas Day, right? We decided to bring 땡겨 Christmas Day a little early for this segment. 그래서 Christmas TGIF Live Studio입니다. 오늘 우리 둘 다 크리스마스 노래 갖고 왔죠. 네. Gina, I'm looking at Gina's song. It's a very classic Christmas song. No spoilers. I'll wait for you to introduce. 저도 아주 클래식한 크리스마스 노래를 하나 갖고 왔습니다. 그럼 제부터 시작할게요.
Okay.
So I'm going to start off with my song selection. It is the Christmas song.
Ooh.
네. 네. So the Christmas song, it's a classic. Today I brought the version sung by Nat King Cole. Nat King Cole 아시죠? L is for the way 그 부르는 사람. 네. 아주 유명한 분인데요. Christmas song. He has his version, and then everybody after that had their own version of the Christmas song. But I brought the original today by Nat King Cole. And because it's Christmas, right? I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. 이 노래는 제가 가장 좋아하는 크리스마스 노래인데 it paints a very pretty picture of Christmas. Like, what do you picture when you think of Christmas?
Snow.
Yes. 네. No, you won't get it in Busan. Sorry.
Actually, it's like, like NYC snow. Oh, Home Alone.
홈얼론 생각
yeah.
그쵸. 그
That kind of
뉴욕에
thing.
막
Yeah.
눈도 내리고 가족들 다 집에 like family at home. Well, this song it's a very like very classic version of Christmas. Family at home roasting chestnuts. On a fire, outside people singing carols, eating turkey, having a nice dinner.
맛있겠다.
이런 크리스마스를 노래로 표현합니다. So without further ado, 이제 동굴로 들어갈까요? 미미미미미. So, 미미미. 왜 동굴 소리가 안 나지? 잠시만요. 마마마마마마마마마. Oh, there we go. Can you hear me now? Good. All right, so here we go. My version of the Christmas song. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Jack Frost nipping at your nose. Yuletide carols being sung by a choir. And folks dressed up like Eskimos. Everybody knows that turkey and some mistletoe can help to make the seasons bright. Tiny tots with their eyes all aglow will find it hard to sleep tonight. They know that Santa's on his way. He's bringing lots of toys and goodies on his sleigh. And every mother's child is gonna spy to see if reindeer really know how to fly. And so I'm offering this simple phrase to kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas to you. Offering this simple phrase to kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas. Oh, ho, ho. From me to you. We have a message that came in from 류상효 원장님 saying, Holy moly, my favorite song, Minsu, you nailed it. I love you, man. 네, so it's a lot of people's favorite songs, right? The Christmas song. My favorite, 유 원장님's favorite, hopefully your favorite. So yeah, that was my song. Gina 씨, what is your Christmas song that you brought today?
My song is Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas.
너무 좋다. Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. This was also
Yeah.
a classic. You can't go a Christmas without hearing this, right? Why did you bring this song?
Well, I actually don't really know about like many Christmas songs, but this one is like kind of my favorite one. It's Norah Jones' version.
Oh, Norah
I
Jones
like
너무 좋죠.
her. I love her.
네.
So yeah.
Yeah, so Gina 씨, not the biggest fan of Christmas songs, but this is like
Yeah,
this is like your favorite
my
Christmas
favorite
song.
singer and the song.
Your favorite singer? Oh, I love Norah Jones too. Oh, I can't wait. 바로 갈게요. So Gina 씨 singing Norah Jones's Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. 네, 동굴 속에 들어왔습니다. Here we go.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light. Next year, all our troubles will be out of sight. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Make the Yuletide gay. Next year, all our troubles will be miles away. Here we are, as in olden days, So have yourself a merry little Christmas
Wow. So I've seen Norah Jones live before, right? I keep imagining Norah Jones playing the piano and you on top of her piano kind of singing. 우리 메시지 많이 들어오고 있습니다. 유상훈 원장님, I take that back. Have yourself a merry little Christmas is my favorite. 뭡니까 이게? 왔다 갔다 하네요. 우리 It's Diane님 saying, wow, I've never expected to hear your own voice. What a singer. 역시
감사합니다.
다현님 처음 듣는 목소리네요.
와,
이게.
감사합니다.
우리 토끼님 입틀막 So romantic Christmas 맞죠? 우리 줄보님 스테이크 썰고 싶다. 왜냐면 이거 뭐냐면 이렇게 식당에서 이렇게 라이브로
와인
이렇게
한
좀
잔.
와인 한 잔 하면서 노래 잘 부르네. 하면서 암냠냠냠 하면서 that's my kind of Christmas. 지나 씨 너무 잘 불렀어요. Thank you so much for
감사합니다.
today. That will do it for TGF Live Studio. 지나 씨 Merry Christmas. We'll see you back here next week, okay? To take us out of hour number 1, this is Ava Max with Christmas Without You.
Now I can't wait till you're by my side. All of the best gifts you just can't buy. Wherever you go, you light up the room. I hope that you'll make it back home soon. 'Cause it won't feel like Christmas without you. I wish we were kissing under mistletoe. The stars in the sky just can't match your glow.
Hi everyone, I'm Catherine from Morning Wave in Busan. Do you turn into a hideous monster every time you're behind the wheel? Feeling a little guilty? Well, Busan drivers ranked the lowest in a national survey for driving behavior. But if we practice good driving etiquette, we can all become gentler beings. Here are 2 things to keep in mind. First up, when you're changing lanes, make sure to use your blinker. And second, although I do love getting text messages from all of you, don't text and drive. That's a no-no. Good driving etiquette equals safety for all. This campaign is brought to you by Morning Wave in Busan on BEFM. Oh, by the way, tune in to Morning Wave in Busan to get real-time traffic updates. You know your morning commute's better with me, Kat.
지금 방송 광고라는 부메랑을 던져보세요. 소비자를 향해 정확히 날아가는 광고. 힘차게 돌아가는 경제. 부메랑처럼 다시 기업의 이익으로 되돌아오니까요. 방송 광고, 경제에 큰 힘이 됩니다. 부산 방송광고발전협의회.
김밥가게 박 사장님도, 문구점 김 사장님도, 우리 부산의 경제를 움직이는 사람들. 우리 동네 작은 가게로 향하는 발걸음이 우리 부산의 경제를 키워가는 한 걸음입니다. 부산 방송광고발전협의회.
The time is now 7 o'clock.
꼬리에 꼬리를 무는 품격 있는 토크. 시끄러워 죄송합니다.
Inside Out 부산.
Inside Out 부산.
Inside Out 부산.
Inside Out 부산.
Inside Out 부산. Inside Out 부산.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Time for our number 2 of Inside Out Busan. I'm your host, Min-Soo Shin. Welcome입니다. 반가워요. 반가워요. We had a couple more messages coming in because Gina is outside. She hasn't left yet, so she will get the messages that have come in. We have 유상효 원장님 saying, I was melted. Gina 씨 원장님을 녹였대요. 지나 씨 목소리로. 근데 원장님 앞에 막 Holy Moly, my favorite song, 민수, you nailed it, I love you man 막 이렇게 보내고 이제 지나 씨 노래 시작하면서 Have yourself a merry little Christmas is my favorite. Oh, I melted. 계속 왔다 갔다 하네요, 원장님. 조금 슬픕니다. I'm just kidding. Of course, all the praise for Gina because she is the main show. We also have a message that came in from 0791님. All the presents for Gina this Christmas. 민수 씨 부탁드릴게요라고 하네. I'm not Santa Claus. All right? Gina can get her own presents. If she was a good person this year, she will get presents from Santa. That is not up to me. All right? That is up to Santa Claus. But I'm sure she will. Thank you so much for all your messages. We're going to kick things off, hour number 2, with On the Mic. This is a segment where we get to share the stories about the lives of you, the citizens of Busan. Let's see who we have for today.
아마 대부분의 분들이 하루에 한 잔 이거 드실 것 같은데요. 오늘 커피와 관련된 분 만나보겠습니다. 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요. 저는 부산에서 커피를 팔고 있는 유아영이라고 합니다.
네, 반갑습니다.
반갑습니다.
부산에서 원래 사셨었나요?
아니요, 저는 원래 고향 경기도고 이제 부산 온 지는 이제 10년 된. 지금은 부산 사람이라고 말하고 다니고 있어요.
네. 오경 조금 부산 사투리 따라가고 계신가요, 혹시?
네, 지금 이제는 조금 사투리가 자연스럽게 나오는 것 같아요.
가족들과 함께 부산에 오셨던 걸까요?
아니요, 저 혼자 성인이 되자마자 이제 회사 때문에 원래는 부산에 내려왔는데 이제 막상 살다 보니까 너무 좋아져가지고 원래는 오래 살 생각 없었는데 정착하게 됐어요.
부산에 내가 생각하는 부산의 가장 큰 매력이 그럼 뭘까요?
큰 매력은 일단 전철만 타면 어디든지 1시간 안에 갈 수 있다? 네, 이게 제일 좋은 것 같아요. 그리고 바다랑 가까운 거.
맞아요.
이게 제일 큰 장점인 것 같아요.
큰 도심과 동시에 바다가 있어서 너무 특별한 곳인 것 같아요.
네, 맞아요. 되게 사실 안산은 서쪽이잖아요. 그래가지고 사실 바다를 보러 가도 다 약간 갯벌 뻘이고 좀 안 이쁘고 삭막한 느낌인데 여기는 되게 바다가 너무 예쁘더라고요. 물 안 좋아하는데도 바다 좋아졌어요. 부산 와가지고. 또 자주 봐도 좋긴 좋더라고요. 예쁘니까.
그렇구나. 근데 아까 회사를 위해 먼저 오셨다고 했는데 그럼 원래 커피를 하셨던 건 아니네요?
아니에요. 원래 커피를 한 건 아니고 이제 취직을 해야겠다 해서 어쩌다 보니까 이제 부산까지 왔는데 한 2년 정도 일하다가 사무직에서 일을 했는데 이제 너무 안 맞아가지고 이제 그만둬야겠다 해서 이제 그만두고 다시 안산을 고향 갈까 아니면 여기 있을까 하다가 여기 있으면서 이제 다른 서비스 직종에서 일을 하다가 커피가 너무 좋아져가지고 이제 카페에서 일을 해보자 이제 시작을 하게 됐죠.
그럼 커피를 하게 되신 지는 바리스타가 된 지는 얼마나 되셨나요?
저는 한 5, 6년? 얼마 안 됐어요. 5, 6년 정도.
5, 6년을 얼마 안 된다고 표현하시는 이 끈기와
얼마 안 됐어요. 저는 그래도 다른 분들은 좀 오래 제 주변에 오래 하시는 분들도 많아가지고 저는 사실 조금 생계 때문에 시작한 케이스여가지고
내가 커피 이 바리스타로서 이것만큼은 정말 잘한다.
정말 잘한다요? 정말 잘한다?
자신 있다.
자신 있다요? 일단 커피도 커피인데 아무래도 조금 손님들한테 서비스를 해야 되는 직종이다 보니까 좀 그런 컴플레인에 대한 대처 능력 같은 거 이거 커피보다 이게 조금 더 많이 좀 그게 성장한 것 같아요.
내가 생각하는 커피랑 가장 잘 어울리는 디저트가 뭘까요?
커피랑 잘 어울리는 거요? 저는 파운드.
파운드 케이크?
네, 파운드 케이크.
파운드 케이크 종류 되게 많잖아요.
네, 맞아요. 근데 되게 뭐 얼그레이 파운드나 초코 파운드, 그 다음에 이제 호주에도 바나나 브레드라고 이제
네.
파운드랑 좀 비슷한 빵이 있는데 그런 게 저는 커피랑 되게 잘 어울린다고 생각하거든요. 원래 차랑 많이 드시는데
네.
저는 커피랑도 진짜 잘 어울린다고 생각해요.
사실 커피랑 안 어울린 게 없는 것 같아요.
맞아요. 사실 커피랑은 다 잘 어울리는데 저는 파운드가 되게 맛있더라고요. 깔끔하고.
네, 벌써 군침이 돕니다. 혹시 이제 요새 주변에 벌써 캐롤 음악들 흘려 나오고 크리스마스나 연말 다가오고 있는데 특별한 연말 계획 있으실까요?
일단 연말 계획은 사실 따로 잡아놓은 거는 없고 장사를 시작한 지 얼마 안 돼가지고 이제 조금 열심히 좀 그렇게 잘 할 수 있을까 이거에 대해서 좀 고민을 많이 하고 있어요.
그리고 혹시 라디오를 통해서 내가 한마디 전하고픈 분 있을까요?
딱 떠오르는 사람은 저희 아빠밖에 없는데 아빠가 라디오를 들으실란가 모르겠는데 아버지한테 보고 싶다. 자주는 못 뵙지만 그래도 가끔가다 한 번씩 보면은 너무 좋아가지고 원래 자주 볼 때는 진짜 많이 싸웠었는데 이제 떨어져 지내니까 사이가 좋아지더라고요.
아주 적절한 거리가 있으면 가족은 돈독해지더라고요.
맞아요. 그래서 아버지한테 보고 싶다고 말씀드리고
또
싶어요.
외동딸이라고 하셨는데
맞아요. 아빠도 아마 조금 저를 되게 많이 보고 싶어하는데 일부러 이제 연락도 잘 안 하고 하시는 것 같더라고요.
네.
제가 애살 있는 딸내미가 아니어가지고 제가 더 자주 연락드리겠다고.
네. 오늘을 기회로 한번 통화 드리는 걸로 이따가.
네, 오늘 저녁에 한번 연락드려야 될 것 같아요.
그럼 마지막으로 청취자분들께 한 말씀만 부탁드릴게요.
이제 요번에 연말 다가오고 이제 12월 달 시작돼서 얼마 안 남았는데 한 해 마무리 잘 하셨으면 좋겠습니다.
네, 오늘 너무 고맙습니다.
감사합니다.
Thank you so much to our reporter Jisoo, having a lovely conversation with today's special guest, our interviewee for On the Mic, Miss Yu Ah-young, who is currently working as a barista at a cafe. So originally from the Gyeonggi province, she's been a barista here in Busan for the past 10 years. She mentioned she went her own separate way from her family at the young age of 20. Now, not being from Busan, she mentioned a little bit about just what she loved the most living here in our city. She mentioned with its 1-hour subway reach anywhere, you could go literally from the beach to the mountains, all from a short subway ride. So this has really this has really kept her here in Busan. Just having access to so many things that's very much nearby. Now, for her, she also mentioned a little bit about her work. Like, she mentioned making good coffee. This is like a basic skill. Of course, you need to have this in your arsenal to be considered a good barista. But what she's very proud of in terms of her skills working at the cafe as a barista is her ability to handle customers' concerns as well as complaints. And because of this, all right, she's been so good at this, she's been thinking, you know what? I could run my own cafe. I mean, I could make the drinks, I could make the food. Now, I realize I'm good at taking care of the customers. So she has hopes and dreams of, success of having her own cafe. Now, as also a person that does enjoy coffee, but I cannot have just coffee. Always like a sandwich or a dessert has to go with it. I know, being the foodie that I am. So Jisoo asked a very good question. What is the best dessert that goes well with coffee? And 바로 제가 생각하는 답을 말했습니다. 우리 아영님이 pound cake. pound cake이랑 커피 너무 맛있죠. I like dessert that when you put in your mouth and you take like a sip of coffee or like a latte, like the dessert melts with the drink. So it's like you're eating like a whole nother kind of dessert. Like soft cake / bread, I think it works. They pair so well with coffee. 역시 우리 아영님 좀 아시네요. 당연히 알아야죠. 맞아, 바리스타니까. And her last message, as we are days away from Christmas, she wanted to tell her dad that she misses him. She mentioned her dad on purpose, obviously very much misses his daughter, but doesn't want to contact her and call her all the time, but obviously because she wants to he wants her to focus on her work, and also because if the dad calls too much, then she also gets homesick. So she realizes this. So she wants to tell her dad through radio that she misses him very much. And this has helped her realize the need to, get in contact with her dad and her parents more. 그쵸, 오늘 효도말 하니까 아영이도 조금 살짝 찔렸네요. 네, 자주 전화하세요, 아영님. Thank you so much to our reporter 지수. That was today's On the Mic. Let's take a quick song break. This is Brown Eyed Girls and SG Wannabe. 이것도 한국의 클래식이죠. 크리스마스에 꼭 이 노래 틀어야 됩니다. Must Have Love. Must Have Love by the Brown Eyed Girls and SG Wannabe. A staple, a classic here in Korea anyways. You can't go a Christmas without hearing that song at least once, right? You're welcome. The time is now 7:15 here in the studio. Welcome to the second hour of Inside Out Busan. I'm your host, Min-Soo Shin. Let's see how cold it is outside. 많이 춥습니다. 영하 2.8도래요. We are seeing minus 2.8 to be exact degrees Celsius outside. Tomorrow and this weekend, well, tomorrow specifically, expect a morning low of -5 and an afternoon high of 4 degrees. So this weekend, a joyful and warm Christmas is approaching. Now, the weather is expected to stay in the below freezing range, especially in the early morning hours and at night. So 여러분, dress accordingly, okay? And have a Merry Christmas. Love y'all. From Steve. 제가 일부에 스티브한테 이거 청취자한테 뭡니까? 그냥 메리 크리스마스 하고 땡 할 겁니까? 스티브라고 제가 살짝 뭐라고 했거든요. 근데 이번에는 메리 크리스마스 love y'all라고 났네요. Steve, put that hand down there. People cannot see this peace sign and this heart you're throwing, okay? Don't throw it at me. Throw it to our listeners. All right? 네, 이번 주말에는 즐겁고 따뜻한 크리스마스가 다가옵니다. 날씨가 계속 영하권에 머무를 예정이니 옷 따뜻하게 입으시기 바랍니다. 즐거운 크리스마스 보내세요. 사랑합니다. From Steve. 네, 스티브가 말합니다. When it comes to our traffic, congestion on 자성로 from Bumil Junction going towards Munyeon Junction. There's also congestion on 수영로 from 대연고개 going towards Yongso Three-Way intersection. Slow-moving traffic on 연수로 from Suyong Junction going towards 망미고개, and also on 거제대로 from 남문구 Junction going towards 교대 Junction. Slow-moving traffic there. Everybody, drive safe. I know it's Friday. I know it's the weekend, and then we have Christmas coming up, so you're all trying to get to your homes, to your families, to your friends maybe, or to get-togethers. But the important thing is getting there safe. 여러분, 그래서 drive safe. 안전 운전 부탁드릴게요. 꼭꼭꼭. All right, so today we're talking about 효도. We're talking about, what you've been doing to, take care of your parents, especially. So, the 라떼 말이야, right? The olden days of taking care of your parents. This can mean anything from making sure that, you put money in their bank account, giving them allowance, maybe, giving them like things like medicine and health products to make sure that, they still stay healthy for as long as they can. But these days, the MZ generation, MZ 시대가요. It's all about getting concert tickets for their parents. I feel like, the MZ generation, if I know, the general, in general, how, the parents are, I still feel like even for the MZ generation, your dads are pretty much close to my dad. They enjoy stuff, but I don't know if they care too much for it. But it's the moms these days that go all out for some of their favorite musicians. 특히 트로트 가수들이 있잖아요. You know the one I'm talking about, Mr. Hero and Mr. Tak and all them. So these are some of their favorite artists. And for them, it's really hard to get tickets. I'm sure they have a system worked out, but these days, the MZ generation, their way of showing love to their parents, the way they want to take care of them, is by getting those really hard to get concert tickets. So much so these days, it's almost like a lottery, right? As soon as you log on, within seconds, it's sold out. So you have to be really good, and you have to be clicking really fast in order to get those tickets, all for their parents. So that's one way of showing 효도. Another way is not only giving them tickets, but also taking them, driving them to the concert arena, buying them the goods at the concerts, because they always sell posters, mugs, T-shirts, hats, and everything. And then picking them back up after the concert is a great way of showing 효도 these days. So I wanted to ask you, what is a great way you show your 효도 to your parents? I want to read a message that came in from Jubro님 during the first hour. I do apologize for getting to the message a little late, but I had to read this. Jubro님, first I want to start off. 장난 아닙니다. 부모님 생일상을 제가 음식을 만들어 봤어요. 궁중 요리, 대하 잣즙 무침, 북한 개성 지역 음식 홍해삼, 그리고 호텔 디저트 고구마 샐러드를 만들어 봤어요. 북한 지역 음식까지 만들어서 부모님 생일상에 올리는 사람 거의 없을 거예요. 주변님, 이게 효도죠. 주변님 혹시 셰프입니까? Like those dishes that you mentioned, I can't imagine making them at home. I mean, I don't cook in general, right? Or I don't make much. 와, 근데 북한 개성 지역 음식 홍해삼까지 상상이 안 되네요. 궁중 요리, 대하 잣즙 무침에 호텔 디저트 고구마 샐러드까지. 주번님, 진짜 high five to you. You're making everybody else look bad. Okay? You also meant to send the message. 어이쿠 어버이날 있었어요. 생신은 아니었던 것 같아요. 네, 생신 아니고 어버이날 그렇게 해줬네요. 어이구 주번님, 이게 바로 효도입니다. I would approve. 2 thumbs up to you, 주번님. We also have messages coming in from Yena saying, Hola, señor. Just had shabu shabu. Perfect for the cold weather. Are you trying to make me jealous? I'm so hungry right now. 저 저녁 안 먹고 왔거든요. So, Yena, make sure you have some of that shabu shabu. Yena's my cousin, by the way, and she's all visiting again, right? So, I don't know. I'm going to be expecting something, a little bit of leftover shabu shabu, right? Thank you so much for all your messages. 주보님도 감사합니다고 메시지 왔네요. Oh, no, 주보님. Thank you for taking care of your parents, right? Thank you so much for all your participation and all your messages. All right, folks, it's Friday, second hour of our show. That means we have not only Inside Out Busan, but BEFM's longest running segment, time for Open Studio. All right, folks, time for Open Studio. This is a segment where we get to spend some time sharing, about the lives of people here in Busan. And we have another special guest set to share her story. She is enjoying her life here in Busan, and she wants to share some of her unique experiences with our listeners. Please welcome Majdouline Bouroua. Welcome to our show. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you. Hello. Thank you for having me.
Of course, our pleasure. So, Majdouline, I know I double checked with you the pronunciation of your name.
Yeah.
I feel like I butchered it already. I've been practicing in my head like 3 times right before our segment began. But do you want to introduce yourself to our listeners, please?
Sure. Thank you. My name is Majdouline. It's pronounced this way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm from Morocco and specifically from Rabat, the capital city where I was born and raised. And I'm 22 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I'm currently a biomedical engineering student in Pukyong National University.
Wow.
Busan, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Well, welcome to our program, Majdouline. So, you are from Morocco. I gotta admit, I do not know a lot of people. Actually, you might be the first person that I've met who is from Morocco. Apologies to anybody here at BEFM if I forgot that you're from Morocco, because I've met most people here. But you are the most recent person that I've met who is from Morocco. Tell us a little bit about your home country as well, from your hometown, Rabat, right?
Yes, my hometown. So Rabat, or Rabat in Arabic. So it's the capital city of Morocco, as I mentioned. It overlooks the Atlantic Ocean. Rabat is a calm yet vibrant city. It's very beautiful. It holds the most famous historic landmarks of Morocco. Yeah.
Okay. A lot of history over there.
A lot of history, a lot of traditional architecture, and at the same time, a modern atmosphere. So, yeah.
Nice. So that's a little bit about, because, Morocco, of course, I would say most people here in Korea know of the country, might also know of, Rabat being the capital. But it stops there. We don't, unless we go out of the way to really search, look up, watch maybe documentaries, travel shows on that covers your country and your hometown. But it's really nice to get direct kind of descriptions from our guests. So from Rabat, Steve tells me during your high school years, your interest in Korean culture began then. And then that's when you started learning Korean. Could you tell us a little bit about that experience, those
Yeah,
times.
Sure, exactly. So in my first year of high school, I wanted to do something new, to learn a new language.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought of Korean because at that time, I used to watch a lot of K-dramas.
Ah. Okay, so I always do this with our guests. Whenever they mention, I was interested in Korea and the Korean culture because of either K-drama or K-pop. I want to say the last 3 times I got the K-drama correct. I would guess, was it this drama that really got you interested?
All right, go
So, and my answer's been the same the past 3 times. So I'm going to say the same answer that I get, same guess that to our other guests. Was 꽃보다 남자 the drama that got you interested in K-drama or K-culture? Nice.
Exactly.
4 for 4, baby. Gosh, we really have to send like a bouquet of flowers or something to
It's
like people of
strict now.
꽃보다 남자. They've been doing great work in just getting people from around the world interested. So that's your first venture into Korean culture, right? Through K-drama. Like from there, what else about Korea did you come to discover before coming here?
Before coming here.
Yeah.
So basically the culture in general. Since I started like learning Korean, I met a lot of Koreans in Morocco who lived there.
Yeah.
So
Is there a good amount of Koreans there?
there is a decent amount.
Okay. I had no idea. Yes, continue.
So basically, I through my friends, I got to know more about the Korean culture. They would invite me over. So the food too.
Oh,
got to
okay.
eat a lot of food.
Yeah. What do you remember? Like the first dish, or like like the dish that went you go, wow, I have to try more Korean food after having this.
I think it was bulgogi.
역시 불고기. It's like the gateway food into Korean food, right? Nice.
Yeah.
So that experience left a lasting impression on you.
Definitely. Yeah.
And did that make you go, I have to have more. I have to go and visit the country.
At first, yeah, I wanted to visit the country, but I never thought that I would come here for my studies or stay here for like more than a year or 2
So
years.
just to visit, right?
Exactly, just to visit.
So how did you make that decision to, come here to Korea, to settle down here for the past 3 years you've been here?
Yes.
Right? How'd you come to that decision?
So basically, once I graduated high school, I wanted to go study abroad. And most of Moroccans, once they graduate from high school, they would either go to Europe, and the farthest they go would be Canada or the US.
Oh, okay.
So I thought, and since I was interested in Korean culture, I wanted to try something different. Asia in general is very far from Africa, especially this side. So I was like, I know a little bit of Korean, and I have Korean friends, and they encouraged me, and here I am.
Nice. So like most people from, especially like the young people from Morocco, so after they graduate, they usually go like towards west. But you decide to go the other way, fly the other way into Asia and come here to Korea. Wow. Because of that first interest in our culture, right?
Yes,
it's interesting. And tell us a little bit about your first impression of Korea, like once you finally got here. Was it everything that you were expecting? Was it not? Was it like a total 180-degree difference? Like, how was your first experience here in Korea?
So to be honest, I decided to come with zero expectations about the country. I wanted to be like a new experience. I wanted to learn everything about the culture and the country by myself. So at first, I didn't come with any expectations, and now I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah. So we've been talking off air before our interview started. You mentioned Busan wasn't your initial first destination here in Korea, right? Where did you first land?
I first came to Asan, Asan, which is like in the north side of Korea, and that's where I attended my language institute. And I learned Korean for a year there, and then I came here to Busan.
Yeah, and so after a year in Asan, that's when you came down to Busan, right?
Yes.
Was it only for your studies, or did you first, I'm going to go to school in Busan? Was it more of that?
Well, I decided to come to school in Busan when I was in Morocco. Because, it's a whole program I applied for, and I initially applied for Busan to come to study in Busan, but first I was assigned a university in Asan to study language. So it's basically a program that It's like this. It goes like this. It's
Yeah.
packaged. Yeah.
Nice. Now, our writer Steve told me, so you continue to learn Korean right now.
Yeah.
But on top of that, you know 3 other languages?
Yes, basically 3 other.
Wow, what languages are you fluent in those 3?
Yes.
What languages are they?
So the first one is Arabic. I'm a native Arabic speaker, and there is also Moroccan dialect, which is a little bit different from Arabic. We don't use Arabic in our daily lives. But yeah, Arabic. And my second language is French. We learned it from a young age.
Oh, okay. That's kind of like because I'm from California, and most schools in California, they have you choose either Spanish or French, right? And usually students in California choose Spanish because, being California, you go a little bit south, there's Mexico, and there's a good amount of Spanish-speaking presence there. Not a lot of people that went the French route. So we would have in junior high schools and high schools, there would be 3 Spanish classes per class and then 1 French class.
Oh.
Right? Probably the other way around over in Morocco.
Yeah.
Nice. So you speak several languages and now you're learning Korean. Is Korean tough for you to pick up? How has it been?
I think it's been challenging a little bit when it comes to speaking. I think writing, understanding what Koreans say, I think it's easy for me. Now I can understand 100%.
Yeah.
But it's always the speaking that's the challenging part. Yeah.
I've heard that people that speak more than 1 or 2 languages, usually picking up another language is kind of easier for them compared to other people. But you learn knowing 3, and so I'm sure you have it an easy time right now compared to others, right? Yeah. Tell us about how you chose your major and what made you want to pursue that major here in Busan. I'm curious.
Yeah. So once I graduated high school, I was interested in the medical field in general. I wanted to go to med school. And then I thought that it's going to take me a long time to graduate. And I wanted a major that combines engineering, maths, physics with biology. And biomedical engineering sounded like the perfect major for me. Yeah.
Wow. And you made this decision in high school.
In high school, yeah.
Right? Oh, see, if I had a little bit of your maturity in high school, I would not be here. No, I'm just kidding. No, destiny has brought me here, and I love every minute of it. How did you end up deciding to pursue that major here in Busan then?
Yeah. So when I was back in Morocco, at that time, not many universities or only a few universities in Morocco had this major. It was still new. I mean, it's still a new major.
Sure.
Yeah, and since I wanted to study in Korea, I thought, why not look for universities that actually offer this course? And I found Pukyong, and here I am.
Yeah. I'm sure there are a couple other universities here in Korea that do offer that major, but I think you made the right choice, right? Wanting to attend here in our city. So, Majdouline, tell us a little bit about your overall experience here in Busan. How does it compare to back home?
It's very different from back home. I mean, living in Busan is a whole experience overall with the good and bad ups and downs. But so far, I've been enjoying it. I think coming to Busan and not living in Morocco, in my home country, made me, I think, mature a little bit faster.
Yeah, because you're not under your parents anymore.
Exactly,
you have to fend for yourself. You have to make your own food, do your own laundry, right?
Exactly. I mean, I came when I was 19 years old, and I found a lot of responsibilities to take care of.
Yeah. That must have been a crazy time for you, because right out of high school, coming to a brand new, for you, a brand new country, knowing a little bit of the culture, knowing a little bit of the language, but still at such a young age, leaving your parents to live by yourself in another country, that couldn't have been an easy choice. What did your parents think of your decision?
At first, my mom really encouraged me.
Nice.
She knows how passionate I was and that I can be responsible. But my dad was really worried, and he refused the idea completely at first.
Oh, yeah. Your dad sounds definitely like a girl dad.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't imagine sending my daughter. She's only 7 right now, but I can't imagine sending her off. No way. Like I'm not even. I'd be sad if you moved like the next block over. You know what I mean? So I can't imagine having my own daughter move halfway around the world.
Yes.
Right? But I think what's most important is that you are enjoying your time here in Korea. All right, so currently here in the studio, we have Majdouline, who is from Morocco, currently a biomedical engineering student at Pukyong National University. Majdouline, our writer also filled us in that you are quite the traveler. You have quite the number of stamps on your passport. How many countries have you been to?
Well, I've been to the first country was Spain. Yeah, and then France, Turkey, Saudi Arabia, Emirates, Malaysia, and then
부럽다.
Korea.
네. I've never been to Europe/Africa and that area in general. So, I mean, it's on my bucket list for sure.
should, yeah.
What would you say was your favorite destination? Aside from Busan, we'll take Busan off the list. What's been your favorite travel destination so far?
The thing is, I like all the travel destinations.
Oh, stop. You got to pick one. You have to pick one.
I think I will go with Malaysia.
Malaysia.
Yeah,
Okay.
Malaysia.
People from Spain just texted us. They're very mad at you for not saying Spain. I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. No. But Malaysia. Why Malaysia?
Malaysia, I feel like it was my first Asian destination.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was really happy. The weather was amazing. The people were super nice. I liked the food too. I was really comfortable there. I didn't feel different, or it was really nice. And I was with my mom, so it was just like the both of us there. So I enjoyed it.
Yeah. So your first Asian experience, right, in an Asian country was in Malaysia. It's I think a big world of difference. I think comparing, Malaysia and Korea probably. But with you probably reading up and researching, surveying over, how you're going to live your life here in Busan, I'm sure you had a good idea of what to expect. But still, once again, you've made the right choice coming here. Majdouline, then, with your time here in Busan, I'm sure you get homesick a little bit, though, right? Have you been back home in the past 3 years?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh,
Just
okay.
last summer. Yeah.
Oh, okay. There you go. All right, then the homesickness is probably gone. I'm really curious about the culture and the people from back home. How do they compare to, let's say, the culture and the people here in Busan?
Okay.
Yeah, because so one thing that I get a lot from people here visiting Korea is, if they visited Seoul, they would say, everybody's so busy over there. So, and I'm not trying to dog on Seoul or anything, but a lot of them did say they get kind of this like this feeling of like coldness from people sometimes because everything's so like fast, busy that they don't have time to kind of stop and like greet each other or like be a little bit warm to one another. But on the complete other end, here in Busan, we're a bit more confrontational. Like we'll get up in people's faces, and I guess it's because of our dialect. We might sound a little like, is this person angry at me? What are they shouting at me? Where they could be saying like, oh, it's nice to meet you or something, right? So what's been your just overall experience with people here in Busan, as well as getting used to like the culture that we have here?
Yeah, so definitely I agree with the statement that Busan people are I feel like they're more friendly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're friendlier than Seoul people.
I realized that a little later. Why are these people always shouting at me, right? But that's how usually Busan people talk because Saturday is kind of a little bit on the louder volume side compared to, let's say, the way people talk in Seoul.
Exactly. I didn't take it in a bad way when they shout. I was like, oh, they're friendly then.
Oh, I took it in a bad way when I first came. I was like, is this guy angry at me? No, but continue.
Exactly. And then here there isn't much of the pali culture. Everything is quickly
yeah. I mean, you get more of that in Seoul. But like compared to people in like California, it's very pali here.
Exactly, yeah.
in Korea in general. But you get a little less of that here in Busan compared to, let's say, other places.
Definitely,
right?
yeah.
So a little bit laid back. Is that how it was back home for you? Would you consider Morocco and your hometown of Rabat a very kind of relaxed, chilled place?
Yeah, it is very relaxed and chill. Like, I think if a Korean visits Morocco, they're gonna think we're lazy, but we're just very chill.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the culture,
right? We take our time in everything. We don't rush. So, yeah, it is like that. It's very relaxed.
So that must have been, I guess, kind of like a little difficult for you to get used to that bali culture a little bit here in Korea,
Yes,
right?
true, that's
Everybody's like rushing to like hop on the bus or the subway, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We should all take our sweet time just a little bit longer, just a little bit. Majdouline, share with us a little bit about, any hobbies that you have. What have you been enjoying here in Busan?
Yes, I enjoy doing a lot of things, honestly. I can do whatever I like, but what I enjoy the most is cooking. Like, since I was back home, like in Morocco, I always used to enjoy cooking.
Really? Have you been partaking in like cooking Korean dishes?
I tried
Oh.
to, yeah, and I've been to one Korean lesson. It was just like a special class with the foreigners and Koreans
Yeah.
teaching us how to make. It was tteokbokki and kimbap. So yeah, it was an amazing experience. I was proud of myself because it tasted good.
And you try to go about making it at home too?
Yes.
So, like when you cook at home, is it usually like food from back home that you would make?
Not really. It could be, most of the time it is Moroccan food.
Yeah.
But I do really love Italian food.
Oh,
So I
okay.
make a lot of Italian food, Mexican food as well.
Okay. We don't get too much access to Mexican food. Italian food's everywhere. But I'm sure it doesn't compare to, let's say, actually having it there.
Yeah.
I'm really curious. What would you say is a representative dish of Morocco?
Morocco. I would say it's couscous.
Couscous. Okay. I've had couscous before, right? But I mean, I've had it back in California. I'm sure you've had couscous in other countries. Have you tried couscous here in Korea? Do they
Yes,
have
I
restaurants
have.
with
Yeah,
couscous?
in Seoul, yeah.
It's not what you were expecting.
Not
It's
really.
nothing like back home, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Couscous. Oh, I didn't know that was a Moroccan dish. Well, thank you so much for telling us. Well, Majdouline, as we slowly start to wrap up our interview with you, I also want to ask you about a specific, unique experience that you had here in our city. Something about a documentary. What's this about?
Yeah, so it was like a suggestion from a person in our university. He's, the staff of international students, and he contacted me and he told me, do you want to make an appearance in a small interview about international students in Korea, precisely in Busan here. And yeah, I went for it. I was a bit nervous since I had to speak in Korean, and it was my first time as well. So, yeah.
So you had to answer the questions in Korean?
Exactly.
That must have been nerve-wracking. How'd you do?
I did well.
Okay, nice. Yeah, so because you mentioned this was your first time on air, but not your probably first like broadcast interview,
Yes,
right?
that's right.
Nice. No wonder. Because you mentioned you were nervous a little bit in the beginning. You're okay now. Huh?
Okay, yeah, I'm okay.
See, I told you things would be okay. See, now that you're used to our conversation, unfortunately, we have to come to an end, Majdouline. Lastly, share with us any goals that you want to achieve during your time here in Korea.
Sure. So obviously the first goal is to get my degree, biomedical engineering degree. And then I really want to master Korean, the Korean language, be fluent at it.
Yeah.
Get as much experience as I can here, learn a lot when it comes to my academic life or professional life. And also just have fun here as much as I can, know other cultures, know the Korean culture specifically.
Nice. How many years do you have left on your major? 2 years?
2 years.
2 years. Nice. 2 years is not a long time, right? Although I do recommend that you try your best in studying. But experience as much of Busan as you can, right?
Definitely, yeah.
Hopefully, your time here kind of, I don't know, makes you want to stay even longer. I've heard of people that, oh, no, I'm just going to do my studies here and go back home. And it's like 10 years later, they're still here, right? Because they love the city so much. I do hope that's something that happens to you.
Thank you.
Majdouline, thank you so much. Today's special guest, we had Majdouline from Morocco. Merry Christmas to you.
Thank you, too.
All right. Let's take a quick song break. This is Jeff Burnett with White Christmas.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten and children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white, and may all your Christmases be white.
푸짐한 선물을 원하십니까? 인사이드 부산이 준비한 소중한 선물. Full course meal voucher from Golden Lizzie, a gourmet restaurant in 거제동 and 연산동, where you can taste cuisine from Michelin Guide featured Chef Kim. 미슐랭 셰프의 파인 레스토랑 골든 리지에서 10만 원 외식 상품권. 런지 10세트. A place to entertain your brain and eyes. Museum of Illusions. 당신의 눈과 뇌를 즐겁게 하는 곳. 뮤지엄 오브 일루전 부산 착시미술관 입장권. 회원님 끝까지 집중하셔야 돼요. 언제나 마시는 커피를 신선하게 만드는 양산에 위치한 Into Roastery. Coffee voucher and a pack. A fresh coffee whole beans. Sponsored by Into Roastery in 양산. 운동 중인데 향이 좋네요. 자, 회원님 다음 암풀다운 핫돌. A delicious meal voucher from Gorilla Brewing Busan, Gwangan branch, the leader of Korean handmade beer culture. 자, 수제 맥주 전문점 고릴라 브루잉 부산에서 제공하는 식사권. 자, 회원님 마지막 덤벨 85kg. We prepare admission tickets for the Busan X the Sky Top Floor Observatory, which is located at LCT in Haeundae, the highest place in Busan. 끝까지 해야 됩니다. 끝까지. 자, 부산 대표 랜드마크 해운대 LCT에 위치한 하늘 위의 바다 부산 X the Sky 전망대 입장권을 선물로 드립니다. 회원님 수고하셨습니다. 네, 재밌는 방송 IOB와 함께 선물은 덤으로 지금 바로 참여하세요. 후하 후하.
listeners, time to slowly wrap up today's show with our final segment, quote unquote. Today's quote inspired by our topic, taking good care of our parents, our filial duties, piety duties, whatever we got, 효도 in Korean, right? So today's quote is brought to you by the person named Sam Levinson. Sam Levinson says, quote, "Insanity is hereditary. You get it from your children." So, this quote, it playfully flips the usual perspective, suggesting that, our parents' humor, their quirks, or their insanity are actually a gift from their children. And this highlights the reciprocal, often, humorous nature of parent and child relationships. So, insanity being hereditary, you get it from your children. We can see it as this lighthearted reminder that family dynamics often involve a give and take relationship. It humorously suggests that while parents influence their children, children can also have a significant impact on their parents, often in an unexpected and amusing way. So this quote encourages us, it encourages me anyway, to appreciate the quirks and, the humor that not only our parents, but each of our family members bring to the table. It acknowledges that while raising children can be chaotic and unpredictable, it's also a source of joy and uniqueness in our lives. So with this quote, we might find ourselves more understanding and patient with the insanity of our family life and see it as this natural, maybe even endearing aspect of our relationships with our children. That goes both ways, from child to parent as well. So let's do our best to take care of, our parents as their children, because they take after us, right? You might have the same likes and dislikes of your parents. Maybe spend this time, towards the end of the year and the holiday period to get to know a little bit about those quirks that your parents might have. Thank you so much. That'll do it for today's show. Merry Christmas, everybody. I will see you on Christmas Day. We have a Christmas special of Inside Out Busan lined up for you. Our last track as I leave you, this one's by Ailey, titled My Grown-Up Christmas List. Inside Out Busan was written by Im Soo-jin and Steve. It was hosted and produced by yours truly, Min Soo-shin. 여러분, I'll see you back here on Christmas.
날 기억하나요? 자꾸 어리기만 했던 나를 온 세상 하얗게 첫눈이 내리면 매일 밤 난 기도해 왔었죠. 언젠간 그대와 함께한 Christmas Eve 그날이 꼭 오길 바라면서 눈이 와요 오늘도 하지만 그대는 내 곁에 따뜻한 그품만 유일한 나의 Christmas wish. 그 어떤 마음도 그 어떤 선물도 그대를 대신할 순 없어요. 나에겐 단 하나 그대 마음 있다면 충분해요. 사랑하니까요. 눈이 와요 오늘도 이 밤 안 돼